People say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
All right, well, we're starting the show. In a minute, you'll hear why we're laughing, and I'm going to have to knock shit out of a David McMahon.
I
But
got granola bars in the car, by the way.
you could have told me that 45 minutes ago.
Actually.
Yeah.
You want some?
No, I don't want a granola. I want a taco. I don't waited this long for that shit.
What about Welch's fruit snacks? I got those in the car too.
You can tell you're a dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
those things are fire. Dude, I appreciate you playing the show last night. I appreciate you coming and hanging out for a little bit today. First show I did with you, I fangirled so much.
You got to know me.
Yeah, I fangirl now still. It's one of those things to where hopefully you've had these moments so I don't sound like a weirdo, but it's where when you get to a point with what we do, when you start becoming friends with folks that like you used to, like, I still play your music, don't get me wrong, but it's like seeing your number pop up on my phone makes me feel like I'm like becoming more successful.
Oh, shoot, dude. I appreciate it, man. Honestly, being in the rounds that you've invited me to be a part of, I get to meet some of these up-and-coming singer-songwriters that, dude, I find that I'm huge fans of.
Yeah.
You know, and like Will and Riley and Cole last night, the final round last night, dude, every time I've ever seen those guys.
Great.
Dude, the first time I was like, oh, I want to listen to more of that.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, you do a great job putting stuff together, and I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, dude. You playing every time you do it, I'm always just blown away. Every single time. Your voice is so unique. And we both met people that like are good, but you don't want to root for.
Right.
Because they're assholes or whatever reason. Like, and you're one of those that's just like, this is my dude. Like, I want to root for him. Like, every time it's just so damn good. Man,
I had a guy last night come up to me, a couple of songwriters, and was telling me how much they looked up to me, and I'm like, really? Thank you. I've written some hits, and I've been fortunate, and I think what I'm most fortunate for though is the fact that I have, you know, when I left Arista, we've talked about it in the last podcast before, you know, where the label kind of, when I wanted to leave Arista, and the people behind me that are my team there were all jumping ship and going to other labels. I thought it'd be easy to jump ship and go to another label as well. And when I left, they were all like, well, you know, I started hearing rumors around Nashville that I was hard to work with and that people didn't want to work with me, and because I didn't want to visit radio, which, you know, 90% of radio out there knew that was not true. Thank goodness, because they still play me. But then, you know, when I come to town and I do one of these writers rounds and I have these singer-songwriters that are coming up that I become fans of, and they tell me how much my music means to them and how much some of them, they actually said they look up to me, which I think is pretty cool, but and overwhelming. It's like, man, you know, I like that my reputation has not taken the hit that you know, Arista tried to make it take, you know, and I get to do this. Yeah,
it's very obvious when you get around you or you watch your social media or anything like that. Like, hard to work with shouldn't be anything that's used towards you. Like, you're just so laid back and chill and just genuinely that nice. Like, people, there's been so many times I've been to a round or something, and you'll get somebody that comes in there that's, you know, a bigger name, and they got their head pointed towards the fucking sky, and everybody's got to come to them. They're not going to nobody. That kind of shit. I would much rather be around you than any of those fucking assholes. Like, you're a cool dude.
Well, I appreciate it, man. You know, like last night I was talking to Miles.
Yeah, oh, dude, I love Miles Gee.
Man, Miles Gee is such a great guy. And I was going to say great kid, because that's what he is, but he's a great guy. You know?
Yeah.
And his family's really awesome.
Oh, they're so sweet.
But, dude, he came up to me last night, and one of the first things he said was, I hate that show got canceled, man. I was really looking forward to playing with you. And I said, I leaned down. I was like, Miles, you know what, dude? I hate it got canceled too because I was looking forward to playing with you.
Yeah.
And we had a little mishap where there were some things that didn't align, so the show got pulled. But man, I was really looking forward to that.
I was hosting that. We would all been there together.
Yeah. So I was, you know what? I said we're gonna get one. Don't worry, brother.
Yeah. We're gonna definitely make that happen. That kid, he's just the freaking coolest to me. It tickles me how he comes into the rounds, or just comes into Nashville, and he thinks that when he meets you, Will, whoever, he thinks I'm a way bigger deal than I am. The way he acts towards me, but he doesn't realize like we're looking at him as he's the cool one. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't have the balls to act that way when I was 12 years old.
No, bro.
Man, that kid is him, and it is the coolest thing.
And last night, I mean, I got a video of him playing with, sitting there with Will. Will's a giant.
I didn't even think about getting a picture of that. I bet that was funny.
Will is a giant of a man, and there's Miles, sitting there, and I'll send you the picture. But dude, Miles was looking up at him, and it's just the best picture, man. And it was just it was a moment, you know.
We had it was a night that he played Bridgestone for Billy Strings.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you would have looked at his Instagram live that his dad went on or whatever, and you saw Will, me, Riley Anderson, 100 different people from up here that folks would know pretty well, and it just blows my mind just how what he's getting to do at 12 years old. And it's like I said, some people you want to root for, some people you don't, and you just cannot help but want to root for that kid.
Man, but that's what we're talking about. Back to what we started this whole thing talking about was the fact that you put together such a good group of folks, and I'm fortunate. And I told everybody last night, the writers, I was like, man, I'm honored to be here because I'm fortunate to be a part of this and watch some of these people rise to what they're going to do. And then become friends with them where, Justin Dukes and I have written songs, now.
I love Dixie.
Will and I are talking about doing it, and I get the chance to be friends with these folks and talk to them about some of the things, not just in a fan circle because I'm a fan now. Yeah. But actually just sit there and just shoot the breeze with them about what's going on in our own lives.
Yeah, our circle, our younger guys and everything that I try to bring around are the people that we just have in and out and every time we come on trips. I think I've vetted everybody so good that you're not going to find anybody that's with us that's going to be a problem or anything like. I'm usually the biggest problem that there is. As long as I'm not getting in trouble, then everybody else should be good, right?
Yeah. I thought your tacos got here.
I fucking did too. I heard Casey walk in the door and I was like, "We're recording, by the way." But go ahead, might as well come hug me now.
I know. Hi.
Look, good to see you.
Good to see you.
The wrong kind,
dude. I swear, I thought tacos were coming in. I was like, yeah.
the wrong kind of taco came in. I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. You trashy bitch.
This taco comes with a different.
Shut up. It comes with probably felonies. Is what it comes with. Shit. See, anyway, maybe not everybody we invite around is a good person.
No, she's good.
But yeah, but just seeing too, like from the outside looking in, because like me and Dukes, I've probably known him the longest out of everybody that were around. Him and the guys like my big brother Lee Tucker, and to see like us boys from South Georgia that we're all from the same area too is what's crazy. Like we're all within 45 minutes of each other when we're back home.
Right.
And just to see them, you wanting to work with them.
Yeah.
That's like a proud papa moment for me. Like it's like, fuck yeah, I knew I was right about this. Well, let's go.
Dude,
Right,
Lee and
Jason,
I have been talking for years about trying to get one and get on one, man. I love his writing, dude. I mean,
Dude,
just
so good.
everybody last night. I mean, it doesn't matter what time. I was late for the first round, and I apologize because I was really looking forward. We talked about that.
Ben Bates.
Yeah, dude, I was really looking forward to Ben, and he was on the first round, and I'm like, well, shoot, because I was helping a buddy of mine move yesterday, which means there's no end to my goodness. But dude, I got there and I brought a couple friends with me, and we sat there and just listened all night long.
Yeah.
A few times I would see somebody come in the room that I hadn't seen in a while, Brian Martin.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Zach at the back of the room and went up and said hey to those folks, you know, and got a hug from Brianne, and Brianne's mom, April, came out last night.
I love them.
And you know, and I love being able to catch up with friends.
Yeah.
And then be able, like I said, Brianne and I have written songs together. Her mom, every time I see her, when she moved up from Texas, her mom was retired teacher, and wanted to be near her daughter. Moved up here, and now she goes to all the events that Brianne does. And I think having somebody like that in your corner is awesome.
Do you know how mad she was that y'all were not sitting next to each other?
Dude, yes, I did.
She was fucking irate with me. I know when she's actually mad. We're close enough to where I know when she's actually pissed. She's pissed off that she ain't on that damn T-shirt, and she's pissed off that
Dude,
she didn't
I'll
get
be
to sit
honest with
next to you, boy.
I saw that picture too, and I was like, that's cool artwork. And I was like, oh wait, there's everybody in that artwork. And I was like, wait, I'm not in there.
Yeah, I fucked up on something. I ain't gonna lie to you. There was only one person I left off out of spite because it's like a love-hate thing between me and him. Like, he's one of my best friends, but I don't know if I'd piss on him if he's on fire, you know? He probably don't deserve it. But I got a buddy, his name's Dustin Hare, and he played last night.
Yep, I love
And
Dustin.
me and him talk the most shit to each other.
love Dustin,
Like,
man.
he's just a miserable cunt, to be honest with you. I don't know a better way to say it. He is. You know, think about this.
But
real
he's a
fast.
talented one, though.
He is. He's very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's very good. But I purposely did not put him on because I knew he'd bitch about it. I knew he'd bitch if the cartoon made him look like he was transitioning, because that's what the fuck he looks like in the first place. He'd get mad at me about that.
I think Brianne made a comment about that
Yeah.
last night.
What she told me, she said,
Put a token lesbian on your shirt.
yeah. I just didn't think about it. This is what she said I ought to do. She said, you know what? Now you got to do like a pride shirt. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll do a pride shirt. And I said, but you know, it'd be really great if I put Dustin Heron on the pride shirt and just don't tell nobody till it comes out, and just not put his little stubble, and everybody be like, oh, that's a cute woman. Like, but we would know. Like, all of us buddies be like,
would definitely
yeah,
know.
we would know. Because to me, I don't know if you've ever seen him, he literally looks like a third grade PE teacher. You think about your...
Physical education teacher.
Yeah. You think about a female third grade PE teacher.
I think you should be registered.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
We
He's
just took it there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite there, but David's gonna have to be registered when his ass.
Exactly a welcoming image of this man in my mind.
You shouldn't. Nobody should ever be welcoming of Dustin Heron, because he's not gonna be welcoming of you. But he's cut.
I love you, Dustin, man.
I do love you, you piece of shit.
Can't wait to meet you, buddy.
But no, dude, I'm glad that people enjoy the rounds.
Yeah,
because that's where I want to be different. Every time I do something, there's people that's hosting a round every single minute of every single day up here. I want to do something that stands out. So I've tried to tell people from the very beginning, I want it to be a party atmosphere. I want it to be fun, like it. Maybe not party because it's a writer's round, but you still want people having a good time, clicking up, whatever, just having a blast. But also, too, I think a lot of people understand that I don't just let somebody on the show either. Like, I'm very picky about who I have on the show because I want to stand out so much. And a lot of the younger artists and some other folks, they don't get that, and they think I'm an asshole for it, to where I think everybody else respects it and likes it, that I don't just let you on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's every once in a while I'll get somebody that sneaks through the cracks that a friend of a friend asked or whatever, and you put them on, and you don't know what they sound like, but most of the time they're good.
Yeah.
But also, too, I like everybody that has depth and substance to their songwriting and the stuff they're going to do. So it's like, when you come to one of our shows, I want you to be captivated the whole time, and not just there be some, I don't know, just some little catchy song up there that's going to get acknowledgement for a couple of minutes. I want people trying to write a absolute great song.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything else on the show. And people have told me for the past little bit now, and also too, I let people do anything with, and I don't think anybody ever says, hey, don't do a faith song or whatever. Like,
right.
I don't think anybody would ever say something like that, but I encourage. Like, and I think that people, when they did Angel Band last night,
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you want to go there and you want to do a gospel song or you want to do whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
do it.
Well, we had one round last night where I think it was Dustin's round. Bringing Dustin back up.
Yep.
But it was Dustin's round, and they were. I think they played a cover round.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, Courtney played one. I think Elizabeth Ann she closed out with her own song.
Oh, they must have did two. That's two different rounds. I think both of those rounds did.
Did
they
they?
did an acoustic
Okay,
or whatever
okay.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that like that's not why some people are coming to watch a writers round. But if it's not what's happening the whole time and the artist is actually getting to play the song that they want to play, like on a stage. Because we had one show, dude, and this was before me and you got to know each other, to where I think it was my birthday actually. Like I think it was like this birthday thing that everybody wanted to do for me, to where they played their favorite country songs. Not the popular songs that you would play on Broadway or the Fishing in the Darks, the whatever.
Yeah.
And you got 20 singer-songwriters getting up there doing their favorite deep cuts from their favorite artists. You go back and listen to that show, and it's just, you're blown away. Like,
dude,
when you hear 3 Earl Thomas Conley songs,
yeah,
and Live Oak ain't never had an Earl Thomas Conley song played. It's like, okay.
Dude,
and
Justin,
people like
Justin closed out his set with Shenandoah last night.
Oh, man.
Beautiful. Yeah, Moon Over Georgia. Good job, bud. Good choice.
When he said Shenandoah, there's one that I love by them that just does not get enough credit, and it's I Want to Be Loved Like That.
Oh, we cover that one, yeah.
Do y'all really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit!
My piano player he rolls it, and literally I don't even the band doesn't even come in on it. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh shit!
Yeah, that's a great one.
Oof! Can you do that?
I don't know.
I mean, you're holding your guitar. You said it. I'm just curious now.
You know what? Every segment in your video should do this. Like there's the changing of the page, the turning of the
transition.
Natalie Wood gave her heart to James Dean, a high school rebel and a teenage queen, standing together in an angry world. One boy fighting for one girl. I wanna be loved like that. I wanna be loved like that. A promise you can't take back. If you're gonna love me, I wanna be loved like that. Daddy never gave Mama a diamond ring, but Mama never wanted for anything. But what he gave her, it came from the heart, in a bond that was never torn apart. I wanna be loved like that. I wanna be loved like that. A promise you can't take back. If you're gonna love me, I wanna be loved like that. That's a good guitar solo right there. An old man kneeling all alone plants his flowers in a garden of stone. For 7 years now she's been gone, and his devotion is still growing strong. I wanna be loved like that. I wanna be loved like that. I promise you can't take back. If you're gonna love me, I wanna be loved a promise you can't take back. If you're gonna love me, I wanna be loved like that.
Well, you kiss my ass. Fuck.
Tacos.
Give me the goddamn food, piece of shit. You took my fucking truck. Get out the way of the camera. Move. You stupid bitch. Y'all
He said, we're going to go get something to eat. And then I said, hey, Jason just walked in. He said, okay, go get me some Taco Bell. I assumed,
you assume
I want.
I gave you my truck, you dumbass. I literally was like, hey, I need to eat before the show today. I haven't ate. And you was like, you know what? Fuck
Hey,
him.
Dave, you know what I did though? I forgot. Like, where he's sitting there talking about the entire time, and I was like, I got granola bars in my car like, as we start recording,
Yeah, thanks.
and Welch's fruit snacks.
What is this?
Like a single mom about to send him on his way.
Yeah. Soccer dad.
Yes, yeah.
You're an asshole. Here, come put it in the microwave till I get done. Go on now, boy.
You're not gonna eat?
I'll eat in a minute.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good now. My Adderall kicked in. I was hangry as fuck, but I'm good now. All of a sudden, I'm okay. Fuck you, David. Anyway.
Tic Tac just looking at Taco Bell.
No shit. Boy. Yeah, shut the fuck up. We're recording. I've said what I said to you. Dude, I love that song so much. I just got to.
Transition.
Oh, yeah. We go to the next page. You know, I think would be really cool, and you just gave me this idea.
What's that?
If we got together, I'm trying to think of some folks, probably like Bobby Pinson.
Oh, dude.
Get like a couple of like some older folks, and we all sat around and we recorded a show together, and y'all played just whatever the fuck you wanted to.
Yeah.
But in like real storyteller environment, that would be so cool, dude.
That
But
would be
3,
cool.
4 or 5 of y'all.
Yeah.
And because y'all know the ins and outs of this stuff. Y'all have been screwed over. You've been lifted up. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it would be cool to have a group show like that to where, man. I started to get you and Trent Tomlinson together today. Because I've been wanting to get him on forever because he's got another one of them songs. Like I said it last night on stage, Alyssa Lies is an all-time song. It should be in everybody's greatest playlist ever. It should. And he's got one, the One Wing in the Fire song. I remember being a kid crying because I had an alcoholic father and mother. Man, shit.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be really cool.
Dude, let's take it up a notch though. Let's figure like how many artists you thinking about having on this thing?
You could I mean I got 7 mics, so you could do as many as you wanted.
All right, so dude, let's do about, because I mean I'm sponsored by Audio Technica, so we can figure this out. I know that's not what these are, but still, we can do 7 directional mics.
Yeah.
If you want 7 artists, put us around a campfire.
Oh, dude. Film the whole thing.
Cameras go behind everybody, so you're shooting angles from different things.
I got all of
have
it.
Have the crackle in the pot from the fireside playing.
Man, that'd be gold.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Fireside sessions
I'd
or some
watch that.
shit. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd watch that.
As long as, because the thing that I love is when you guys, there's so many people that have to say what they have to say. They don't get to say what they want to say. Like, and I think like some of y'all are just, you're at the point where it's like, no, that's why I love seeing a bunch of your stuff on social media and some of the stuff you put out is because like you're just being you. Like, and you're just like not dealing with the bullshit. Like, this is who I am. This is what I want to say. This is what I want to put out into the world.
Right before I got here, dealing with fans, I was like, that messaged me. They messaged my page talking about scammers, and I'm like, they send a message to me saying, hey, is this account you? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, why would this be my account?
Why would you send me an account that you sent it to my account that you know is me? I didn't create another account. I'm not going to message people. And I said it 1,000 times, and I love my fans, but first of all, before we get into this, I love my fans. They've supported me. I'm independent. I've been independent since 2010. The only reason I'm out here doing what I can do is because my fans keep me busy, and I love that. Now, that being said, I'm not messaging you. I've said that from day one. I don't authorize my team to send messages and invite you to a private chat. And these scammers, they're getting clever-ish.
Somebody got us 2 years ago. We thought we were booking Ray Fulcher. Everything that they sent was so fucking legit.
Yeah.
We paid for a Ray Fulcher show.
Oh, wow.
And Ray had no idea about it. I can't remember who got us actually in touch with him. We had a mutual friend because I still don't know Ray. But we sent this over to him and was like, okay, this looks so legit, but there's just something off on it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I have no idea who that was. And they found out this person had been like doing this.
Dude,
fucking everywhere.
I had a lady come up to me in Wisconsin, bless her heart. I'm not going to give a name, but she came up to me in Wisconsin, and she was with a friend of hers, and she'd been crying. And I get people coming up to me crying after shows and meet and greets because of a list of lies or something that stood out that really hit home with them. And so she's got tears in her eyes. I'm like, hey, darling, how are you? And it was her time to come up, so I'm shaking her hand. I give her a hug, and then she leans in and she goes, do you have the envelope? And I'm like, whoa, what? And she's like, do you have the envelope? And I'm kind of looking back at my tour manager at the time, like, and she goes, that wasn't you. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she starts bawling, like can't speak, hyperventilating, crying. Her friend goes, somebody said that she sent $10,000. $10,000. She got it out of her husband's account. She thought, and they would give it back to her in a manila envelope at my show. I would give it to her in a manila envelope in my show.
I'm glad you said it because I can't say it.
No,
it's vanilla to
vanilla
me.
Vanilla envelope.
It's
Yes.
vanilla. It's a vanilla envelope to me. It will never not be a vanilla envelope.
No, but she said that, and I'm like, really? And dude, I had to calm this lady down. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And she had given $10,000 to a scammer. Wow.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how you don't. Because $10,000 is a massive amount of money to me.
About it because I didn't see a dime.
Yeah, no shit. She's probably accusing you still somehow. What is it like though? Because I had something happen last night, and it was really cool. It was a personal moment between me and a stranger that had listened to something on my show.
Huh?
And what is it like when people come up to you after and they hear a list of lies? And just how does it make you feel?
Man, I've had teachers come up to me after shows and tell me that they've used that song as curriculum in their classrooms.
Yeah.
Like they've actually played it and said, kind of let's see something, say something kind of things. We did an autograph signing when we were still with Arista. We were up in Chicago. We were at a Walmart, one of the in-person appearances we had done with the label. And I remember we had this line that was backed out the door at this Chicago Walmart, and people were coming in. I mean, it was a long line. We were there for about 2.5 hours signing autographs, and I loved every bit of it. No one left without an autograph if they didn't want one, or if they wanted one. And I remember it made it sound like everybody got one whether they wanted it or not. But no.
You're a good man, Jason. You're a good man.
I'm walking by employees just signing their vests. Hey, you too. And no, this guy came up to me and he's crying, and his family's crying, and I got to meet the wife and the kids and everything, and then they kind of stepped aside, and the dad's in the back crying, and they're telling me how much my music means to them and everything, and the dad steps up and he goes, Jason, I appreciate your song, Alyssa Lies. I'm like, oh, thank you, and it kind of become, not robotic, but at that point,
you got kind of used to it by then. Yeah, I get it.
And this guy came up, he goes, no, he said, I was the abuser in the family, and I'm like,
whoa, shit,
whoa, and his family's standing there listening to him and crying. And hearing his story.
You can come on down.
Yeah, you can come on down.
Yeah,
oh,
come on.
yeah. We're going to eat tacos in a second. Oh, hey.
Bring me her.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh, she's going to be on the podcast.
It's the baby.
We're recording. Come here.
That's what I didn't know.
Hey,
No, it's fine.
darling. Hey.
Come here, baby.
I FaceTimed my nugget a minute ago.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't think she wants to go. You want to be on the show?
No kidding.
You want to be on the show?
Hey.
Say, hey, Mr. Jason.
What are you doing? Hey.
Oh. What is it? You want to play your song? See, play your song.
How are you doing? What are you doing? So, shoot, yeah, I don't know. Every time I play when babies are around, they cry sometimes. So we'll see if she does or not.
Well, you better not cry.
Well, she can. I'm not making any rules for her. You're adorable.
Hey. Okay, maybe not. It's okay.
My buddy Garrett Bradford and I wrote this song, and
It's okay.
she's so adorable.
you.
She made me want to FaceTime my nugget last night, and I FaceTimed her when I got here a minute ago. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
That baby was so good there last night.
Dude,
it was
she was
ridiculous.
great.
There was like 8 people. Was like, did y'all see that fucking baby?
She let me hold her, and I don't hold babies.
Yeah.
I was scared of mine when they were little, but I did hold
Same,
mine
dude.
because I thought I was gonna break them, you know.
Yeah.
And then now that I have my grandbaby, and she's actually 7 months, just like this little
Aw.
baby. And now I was like, man, I said she's making me want to hold my nugget. And she's like, you want to hold her? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, why
I
not?
said, let me get a squeeze. So and dude, when I held her last night, she was so tired. She just laid her head around my chest like my nugget does, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got here at 4 o'clock in the morning the day before. They driving all night, and I was lit. I'm talking about, I was lit. We were writing songs and just we're having the time of my life. I was having so much fun at the time. And they call, say about to pull up.
Next time you have a late night writing session, I need to know about this.
Oh, you need to.
Yeah, I need to.
It's fun.
I need to be a part
Well, I
of this.
would love
Dude,
to
I'll
have
come
you
in
a
and
part of it.
That'd be fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where, I know that getting put into a writer's room, I heard Hank Jr. say something, and it just is, it's Hank Jr., so he can get away with fucking whatever he
Right.
wants anyway. But he was talking about how he's never been in a writer's room. How anytime he's got an idea for a song, it's because he was out living life. And then if he got the idea, that's when he stopped and he went and wrote.
Yeah.
He was like, I was never going to be the person that gets forced into a room. He's like, I know why they work. He wasn't knocking them or anything. He was just saying it didn't work for him. And I kind of like the idea that it's like, hey, not saying you got to be liquored up or drunk to write a song or anything like that.
Right.
But we go out and we all talk shit and everybody talks in lyrics. It's just all what we all do.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, somebody says something great. Let's go do it right now. Let's not wait till tomorrow to get in a damn writer's room and sober. If the idea came to us now, let's work with it now.
So you guys show up over here and just start.
Let's
writing.
go.
Dude, that sounds awesome. I was telling you about Garrett Bradford earlier. I live in North Carolina, so I try to come to town and do my writing every chance I get. He and I have written one song before, and he said, man, I got this. He said, I got this idea. He said, I'm going to send you like 4 or 5 ideas and tell me which one you want to work on. And so I was in North Carolina, and I wasn't coming to town in like the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he sent me this idea, man, and I picked one of the 6 he sent me. I said, I'm gonna jump on this one. And dude, we wrote it literally like I would send him an idea at home. He'd send me an idea, and it wasn't that sterile writing room where you're kind of like, I didn't know what he was doing. He could have been, playing golf or doing whatever, and I was doing what I was doing, and we both were connecting that way. And if I was working on it, he's fine, and if he's working on it, I'm fine. 2 days later, we had this song that I was pretty proud of, and I'm like, dude, I like writing that way.
Yeah.
Not that I can't write in a writer's room, but still.
I just don't think, I think there's 100 different ways you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's any way works really if something good comes out of it. But for me, I'm so self-conscious because I don't call myself a songwriter. I damn sure ain't a singer or anything like that. I just like writing stuff.
Yeah.
Like whether it's poetry, whether it's a short story, or music is mainly what I like doing now.
Yeah.
It's the funnest thing I can do, and I just don't want to make it into a job. That's what I was trying to say about the show earlier today, and I fucked it up. Is whenever people come and play my rounds, I don't want it to feel like you're working.
Yeah.
And you usually hear most of the artists being like, "This is the funnest
Yeah.
I've had, like funnest round I've played in a long time." And to me, it's like, okay, if the artist feels that way, then the crowd felt that way. Then I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. And like with my name being associated with it, this is exactly how I want our brand, our show, everything to be.
Yep. I've written 3 or 4 songs. One of them was a lady down in Georgetown that I know, a good friend of ours, Michelle Overton. Her husband is retired, a Navy retired pilot, retired FedEx, and they live down on the Intercoastal Waterway down in Georgetown, beautiful town. And she texted me a few years back, and she said, "Jason, I wrote a song." I was like, "You did?" And she doesn't write songs. She'll tell you that. And she said, "Yes." She said, "Yeah." I said, "I was sitting across the living room, and Dolph was over there, and I was just thinking about him." And she said, "I wasn't mad at him." So I was writing all these ideas that, about why I was glad that we were together and stuff. I'm like, "Really?" So she sent me this. She said, "Can you help me turn it into a song?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, sure." She sent me 8 pages. And I'm like, "Well, we got to whittle it down. We got to whittle it down a bit." And dude, I wound up spending a lot of time on it over the next 3 or 4 days, and got this song called "I Love You Best" out of it, and it really turned out great. So that you never know, man. People that say they're not writers, I think everybody can.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of putting your ideas down on paper, and sometimes you're not even the one to finish it.
That song that Riley played last night.
Yeah,
I wrote it as a short story one night. Like I'd got an idea in my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, there's something I can play with here, and then I wrote it into lyric form.
Oh wow!
And I showed it to Riley, and Riley's like, I fucking love that. Like, I love that. And to me too, like, it's so hard for me because I view me. I think everybody, you have to earn the rooms you're in. To me, I don't want to be given shit. Like, if I'm friends with you, I want it to be because I've earned that friendship, not because it's a work relationship, right? And so, like, when I'm around you or Riley, David, Will, anybody, and it's like, okay, I'm so self-conscious to even talk about any song idea or whatever, because, like, I'm minor leagues, T-ball, y'all big leagues, you're pros, you're vets, and it's just where it's like, man, until those late night sessions, to where, like, I didn't that whatever, done slipped away from me. That insecurity, that's the only time I ever can actually just sit there and.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, that's awesome.
It slides off my back, and I hate that it takes that, but it's literally I feel that you wouldn't be a damn. How was the best way to put it? You wouldn't be a shitty house painter, and then just try to go to. I'm saying this all fucking wrong. The Adderall's. This is where I get the mush mouth with the Adderall. You wouldn't think you could go paint the 16th chapel. Right. You shouldn't have that mindset that just because I paint a house, I can paint the 16th chapel.
Right.
Like, you should be like, if you want to paint the 16th chapel, you should progress and do things before you get that far. You can't. To me, you cannot skip the steps. Right.
But the more houses you paint, the better you get at it. So, I mean, there's that.
That's the problem, is you got to do it.
And the more you write, the better you get at it. I mean, so there's no telling, man. I mean, and sometimes the best songs aren't the most clever, hooky kind of things. Some of them are simple, and that works.
Yeah. The one that we sat here and tried to do yesterday, it's not even how, like, I wanted it to turn out, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's called Wishing Well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's like she broke your heart at the bar and everything, and you want to leave her wishing well, like well drink.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But then it turned into a honky tonk in here somehow yesterday, and that was not what I wanted it to be.
But sometimes when you explore those different things, you find a song that totally takes a turn that's different than anything you've ever written before. I wrote a song. Went down to Texas and played a festival down there. I'm from Houston originally, so I love going back home and got to see my TOs and hang out with my uncle for a little bit. And then I went out to Montgomery, Texas to play this festival. Left there, and on the way back, it was like an hour and a half drive back to my uncle's place. I wrote a song called 5 Finger Discount. And I'm like, just randomly, this idea came after I left the festival and hearing all the different types of music that people were playing there. There was Zydeco bands, there was all kinds of stuff. And I wrote a song that was totally out of my wheelhouse, leaving that venue, and it was fun. Yeah,
that's cool, dude. See, I just like the spontaneous of it too.
Yeah,
like just usually, no matter what it is, I'm not one of these people because I have to create content for social media. Like it's this job. Like you have no choice. I either have to get a new job or I have to post stupid shit all the time. I've never had something that I've sat here for a couple hours and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make this video. It's gonna be cool as fuck. Like step by step by step. They never turn out good. But if I just pick up my phone and do something in 30 seconds and don't second guess myself, it's good every time.
And another thing, man, when you never know, and don't shut yourself off to ideas, because when I got sober, one of my first writing sessions come back into town was with Marty Evans, Party Marty. I love Party Marty. He's one of my favorite people in the world. And Romeo Vaughn. Okay. And when we got there, Romeo throws this idea, and I'm already nervous because I don't think I can write country songs anymore because country songs are whiskey songs, and I'm like, God dang it, man! So I don't know what I'm about to show up to, and I'm gonna let these guys down. But I was like, here I am. We walk in the door, and Romeo comes up. Man, I want to write this dark song. I'm like, what do you mean dark song? He's, oh man, I got this line about cocaine and stuff. I'm like, well, we're gonna blow right past that whiskey line for me,
Yeah, we're going right on to the next
and
vice.
dude, we actually wrote a song called Cocaine and Whiskey that day. And it turned out great. I almost played it last night because Romeo was there for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, you never know. So don't shut yourself off to like that. And honestly, branch out, try new things like that. When I wrote the Five Finger Disco song, that one really, to me, it helps expand your horizons, and it really opens you up to being more receptive to the ideas when they come from all angles.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. That's cool. You want to play another one?
Yeah, sure. Which one you want to hear out of the ones that are? You want to hear the one that's kind of different?
You play whatever you want. I just want to hear you play.
Shoot. He was a poor boy from dirty water. Grew up in the trailer park off of the back streets on the other side of town, where no one ever goes 'cause they might get shot down. He was a debutante from the upper side. No one knew that when they met there'd be sparks flying, just like Romeo and Juliet. He said, you deserve the world and so much more, and I'll give it to you, baby. It doesn't matter what we can afford. Money won't be why our lives aren't changing. If I can get it now, I'll find a way how. You're never gonna go without. I love you, nothing I won't do, and that includes a 5-finger discount. He had a good job, but he stayed gone, while the reason he was working was at home. That paycheck got thinner every day. He'd come home late at night and say, you deserve the world and so much more, and I'll give it to you, baby. It doesn't matter what we can't afford. Money won't be why our lives aren't changing. If I can get it now, I'll find a way how. You're never gonna go without. I love you, nothing I won't do, and that includes a 5-finger discount. That includes a 5-finger discount. All she really ever wanted was love. All she really ever wanted was his love. All she really ever wanted was love. All she really ever wanted was his love. His buddies had a plan to get rich quick. In and out don't get easier than this. They never counted on the cops showing up. They shot him down in cold blood. He said, you deserve the world and so much more. I'll give it to you, baby. It doesn't matter what we can afford. Money won't be why our lives aren't changing. If I can get it now, I'll find a way how. You're never gonna go without. I love you, nothing I won't do, and that includes a 5-finger discount. That includes a 5-finger discount. All she really ever wanted was love. All she really ever wanted was his love. All she really ever wanted was love. All she really ever wanted was his love.
That song fucks. Oh my God.
I almost played that last night. Yeah.
Oh, you should have. That is fire.
But you
I'll
never
steal
know,
for
man.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. If I can't get it now, I'll find a way. Hal, you're never going to go without.
I love when somebody finds a way to say something that's been said 100 times, completely different and new for the first time.
I wrote that in an hour and a half driving from Montgomery, Texas, back to my uncle's place in Arcola, Texas.
That is fire, dude. You are one of my favorite storytellers too. Like, you even think about like your first album. Which one's the one that's got "Living Love Song"? That's your first. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that whole album is storytelling. Like, it's so good.
Thank you.
You're not gimmicky at all.
If I had a gimmick, maybe we'd have progressed further with a label at the time. But I write songs that mean something to me. If you go back and listen to some of the stuff I did before I ever got my record deal, there was several songs. One song was a song called "With You." My uncle was an alcoholic growing up, and go figure, I would have turned into one later, I guess. But and it was about watching him progress in the disease, and he couldn't find a way out. And then there was things like funny songs, like I had a song called "Hate to See You Leave, but I Love to Watch You Go."
Yeah.
I've always been I like songs that tell stories. I can do the whole the hook and the ear candy and dance party kind of thing, but that's not really what I'd like to do.
I hate the ones that are like that. I can't listen to like the ear candy. It's horrible to me. If something doesn't have depth and substance, it actually means something. It is hard for me to listen to it now. When you know that there are songs like that out there, songs that everybody played last night, when you know that those songs exist now, you can't listen to the other shit.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. I mean, that one was outside of my wheelhouse from what I normally do. But again, it was just telling stories, and I wanted to make it more rock and roll and edgy and stuff. So
good.
Thanks,
so
dude.
Good. Hey, look at the bottom of that thing and see how long we've been recording.
That thing is crawling.
What time do you got to get out of here?
Did I get here?
I think you said we were going to go till 2, right?
Yeah, we
It's
got.
only 1:15.
Okay, we're good. Never mind. We're good. Yeah, dude. That's why I like when somebody. Whenever we go back home, I do. Okay, thank you. There you go. Took you long enough. Anyway, whenever I go back home, I'm around folks that only listen to what's on radio. They don't know nothing else. We had a dude sit here right yesterday, and if this guy's listening to me, if I ever see you again, I want to make sure I took one day so I didn't say it to your damn face. David played Goodbye Time, and he played I Believe. Because David's a fucking idiot, and he thinks he can scream. He can't scream. But when he plays, when he plays traditional country, he's Ronnie Dunn. I'm not even but he wants to fucking be Hardy like a moron. See how much money that puts in your pocket, dumbass. Yeah, well, you kind of need to veer towards one. You're better at it.
You know what though, David? You love what you love, man.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But I get it. But you stupid as fuck. Will Mosley looked at him and he was like, "What did he say to you?" He said, "I really wanted that to suck because it was so good. I really wanted that to suck." But no, there was a dude and he was in here and he's in cowboy boots, starched ass Wranglers, shirt tucked in, trying to look like he's the most countryest son of a bitch there is.
Yeah.
And he plays those 2 songs, and David gets on those 2 songs. He's looking in amazement at David, and he's like, "You wrote those?" And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what do you listen to?" I was even telling David, I was like, I can almost show a little bit of grace on Goodbye Time. I can almost like a little bit, but I Believe.
Yeah.
You want to be a singer and songwriter, and you don't know I Believe.
Yeah.
It's like, please leave this house. Like, don't ever. I swear to you, I didn't say a fucking word to him last night. He shook my hand one time. And I was like, "I'm not having a conversation with you. You're a fucking idiot. There's nothing that me and you are going to get along about."
Now, was he sheltered like I was though? This guy, I don't know who you're talking about. So, but I grew up sheltered. I wasn't allowed to listen to anything but gospel music growing up. So my first several years in the band, I mean, I got one of the worst spankings I ever got because my dad found a copy of "Achy Breaky Heart" under my mattress that a friend of mine had recorded off.
Rightfully
the
so, by the way.
Oh, no, I love that song. I'm still hard-headed enough to tell you that's a great song. But no, so I wasn't allowed to listen to it. So the first I would say 4 years that I was in a band, I was learning songs to keep up with our current set list and adding new material that was coming out, like the popular stuff on the radio. So people come up to me and say, "Plays George Jones in the late '90s and early 2000s." I'm like, "Who?" Because I wasn't allowed to listen to it.
I get it.
And then when I finally came to Nashville, man, I was able to actually. By that point, thank goodness, I already knew who George Jones was, and I knew a couple of his songs. And I got to become friends with George and Nancy.
That's cool.
And so it was really cool. But yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah. I get it. Some people
So
just
was he
don't.
sheltered like that, or he
I
just
don't think
didn't-
so. I don't think so. And I think he's one of those. And once again, that's where I come off as the old bitter dude. That's why a bunch of the younger folks around town do not like me. But I want country music to be fucking country music. I don't want people coming in that are wanting to be country, and because it's trendy or whatever the hell it is right now. So you want to put on a pair of boots and whatever. And act like you country, that's fine. Don't try to fuck up the songs.
Yeah.
No, to me, I love stand-up comedy. And
I do too.
there's been several people in my life been like, why don't you try to do this? Because you're a good storyteller. I respect it so much that I wouldn't want to disrespect it by getting on stage and bombing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But again, back to songwriting. The bombs are what people learn from. And that dude, Kiefer Thompson, he's doing his comedy thing now. And dude, Kiefer, he said, dude, I was so nervous to do it. He said, and then COVID happened. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna put some effort into this. Yeah. And it's just about putting effort. Same thing for songwriting. Yeah. It's everything we do, man. If you want something bad enough, you're gonna work for it, and then you'll see where that line is. My brother, who is very dry humor, he's funny, but you have to really kind of pry it out of him. He was considering going to school at the Groundlings years ago when we were.
What's the Groundlings?
It's the famous comedy school in L.A.
Okay.
He was going to fly all the way to from North Carolina to L.A. and go to school at the Groundlings. He wanted to be a comedian, and I'm like, dude.
There's a school for that shit.
Oh yeah. Jim Carrey went there. Like it's a big.
Oh,
it's
no
a,
shit.
Yeah, the Groundlings. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I would figure that with comedy or songwriting, there's a lot of stuff. Really, that's something that you got.
It's like
you
Chris
don't.
Farley was. What's the one in Chicago?
Juilliard? No, that's something else. What's
No,
the?
he went to the. It's a theater in
Oh, Second Street, or what? It's Bill Murray. Everybody
Yeah.
at one point in time was there.
Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so that's where a lot of those guys went to cut their teeth. And so it's a school there, pretty much. But yeah, the Groundlings is a comedy school.
Didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe I need to go to school. maybe there's a podcast comedy school.
Go get you an education.
If you told me, how quick I'd quit this shit if you told me I had to go back to school for any part of it. It ain't that fucking fun. The money ain't that good.
Has your permit been updated yet?
No, I'm good, bro. That just sounds horrible. Fuck that shit. Somebody that's associated with shows is going to hear this and be like, we better never make him do anything he doesn't want to do because he's going to quit fast as hell. I wouldn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
As soon as they said, you have to be nope.
No,
I ain't got to be
your
shit.
certification's expired.
I ain't got to be shit.
See, Josh, your certification for comedy's expired. Well, shit.
Yeah. Guess I can't tell another joke.
And then the podcast just shuts off.
Bye, motherfucker. I'll tell you, I have no drive for that. I didn't even realize what lack of drive I had till I just said it, and I realized I'm probably not doing this forever.
Well, I really think you started really diving deep into your own psyche and trying to figure out life when your tacos were late.
Oh yeah.
And then, yes, I brought this back up.
He's gonna get your ass whooped. You're still a piece of shit. I don't even want to. I'm not even. I'm mad that you're so fucking stupid that you didn't put together that I had a show in 10 minutes and I was fucking hungry, and maybe I wanted the food before I started. You was like, what? I'm gonna do what David wants. You got to not be a fucking moron. That's what's got to happen.
Y'all see how I did that, guys? I just turned it right back on.
Your problem is to whom you entrusted a task.
Well, I fucking. There was 2 other people in the car too. They all fucked it up.
We didn't want Taco Bell either. We didn't want to be,
Oh, man, that is so funny.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna eat Taco Bell.
And if you haven't learned by now, guys, I'm an instigator. So that was easy.
That was. It don't take me. It don't take much to make me cuss him out any fucking way. He's the fucking worst. We got plenty of time if you want to keep playing some stuff.
Yeah.
Play whatever you want, dude.
Can you grab me my capo over there? It's charging.
Your capo's charging.
Yeah, dude. Dude. I need. It's on,
Last night, that fast.
yeah, it's a tuning capo that I found online.
Oh no shit.
And dude, it is it's made by the Japanese, so of course they beat us to it.
Probably good.
And dude, it's such a cool capo. But yeah, I love this thing.
Will you teach David how to tune his guitar with that, if you don't mind?
See. There's another one. Since everybody knows my songs, I guess this is a different one, another different one. Early in the morning, sun rolling up with no sleep. Got some left in the tank, but I can't find my key. Every day the same damn thing. It's like waking up to a real bad dream. I don't know how I got here or how to leave, but I need saving. 'Cause the cocaine and the whiskey gonna be the death of me. One keeps me going, one helps me not to think. A loaded barrel and a thin line is all that's in between the devil and me. Nope, wrong note. On that cocaine and whiskey. White lines getting longer, there's no end in sight. The road goes on forever, I don't see a need to fight. 'Cause you're already gone and I can't move on, dancing around to the same old song. I don't blame you for leaving me alone, but I need saving. 'Cause the cocaine and the whiskey are gonna be the death of me. One keeps me going, one helps me not to think. A loaded barrel and a thin line is all that's in between the devil and me. On that cocaine and whiskey. Yeah, the cocaine and the whiskey are gonna be the death of me. One keeps me going, one helps me not to think. A loaded barrel and a thin line is all that's in between the devil and me. On that cocaine and whiskey. Cocaine and whiskey. Cocaine and whiskey.
That's fine. Well, I like that too. Dude, just everything. I cannot. There's just some people like you just waiting on them to get to their good one. Does that make sense? Like, there's some people like you're just like, you know what? I just really want them to play like that one song. The rest of the stuff's like doesn't hold up to it. You're not one of those people. It's everyone that you do, you get the same like connection with.
Oh man, I appreciate
Like
it.
it's,
Thank you.
I know it's hard to like say that anything is up there with "Living You Love," "Song List of Lies," any of that. Because those whole first 2 albums are fucking great.
thank you.
I've told you 100 times. I've lived the growing up and getting old one. That is my favorite one of yours.
Dude, we got so much pushback from Arista when I wanted to title that record "Growing Up is Getting Old." 'Cause we need to pitch you as a young artist. I'm like, I am young, but growing up is getting old. And Josh Thompson wrote that song, and I absolutely love Josh Thompson. Everything he writes, I'm a fan of. And I actually when I heard that in a demo, I think I called Josh and said, "Man, are you going to cut this one?" He's like, "No, man, I'm pitching." I was like, "Dude, I'm on it." And I wanted to title the record "Growing Up is Getting Old," and we got so much pushback from Arista on that. And I'm glad that we stuck to our guns on it. And there were several things I told you about in the first time, the first interview we did, where Arista and we didn't see eye to eye on. But I didn't think that was detrimental to my health. And again, asking to leave, I thought I'd be on another label within a month or two. But then I've had Nashville managers. I've had the whole, I had managers in Nashville that were the managers, like people talk about. I'm not going to throw names out because they're still working, and they have some pretty successful artists. But when I called after I asked to leave Arista, I called one of them, and he goes, "Well, I'm not a I'm not a shopping type of manager." And I was like, "Well, I guess you need to go too then." That's what I told him.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was
what I had to do.
They're stupid. They're fucking stupid because I made a mistake. It's not Growing Up is Getting Old. I love that song, but it's that other song on the album that I love so fucking much. It's Let Me Go.
Oh, dude.
I love. That's my dude.
Yeah.
Dude. I meant to tell you that the first time when that song came out, I can still remember I was dating this girl that was just one of those things that started off bad, got worse, and for some reason we fucking hung around each other. I don't know why.
Dude.
But that song.
My wife loved that song.
Oh my God.
Dude. That one is one that I need to get better. I need to get back to playing it.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, oh God, if he could play.
Well, okay, so I've had requests for it recently, and more recently than not. And I'm like, I need to get back to playing that one. It's been so long. But so when we recorded that one, that almost became the title of the record.
Yeah.
But let me see. They were sitting on his tailgate. She was loving on his roughneck. She was talking about running away while he was puffing on a cigarette and just thinking, how am I going to say goodbye? He said, girl, you got it good here. You don't need to mess with a guy going nowhere. She said, how's about Texas? He got up and shook his head, then he said, ain't you been listening? It's never gonna work out. And I think it'd be a good time now to let me go. You don't need me, baby. Stop holding on the way you are. Don't you know I'm no good for you, and it'll only break your heart if you don't let me go. He said, other than a dreamer, I ain't nothing but a drifter, and you can do a lot better. He leaned over and he kissed her. He said, you got another year of college and a good mama and a daddy and me. I got $93 in this old 82 Chevy. So let me go. You don't need me, baby. Stop holding on the way you are. Don't you know I'm no good for you, and it'll only break your heart if you don't let me go. She said, nice try, but you can't hide behind those shades there on your face. She said, I don't think you're all that tough. I just think you're scared of love. And I think I won't take up that much space. So let me go. Take me with you, baby. I belong where you are. And we both know that that you're not as strong as you think you are. So let me go, take me with you, baby. I belong where you are. And we both know I'm so good for you, and it'll only break your heart down the road if you don't let me go with you, baby. Let me go.
Well, I'm gonna go play in traffic now. I forgot how fucking good that song is, dude. I shit you not. That whole song, when I was 20 years old dating that gal, that was what we was living through. I mean, every word of that song, I still just remember just being like, this is us, like right now. It was the craziest shit.
Yeah. My wife's parents sent her away to college to get her away from me. And so, you know, you got another year of college and a good mama and a daddy, and I got $93. I mean, $93 was aiming high.
Her family moved. Her family sent her to Valdosta State, 2 hours away from me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm telling you, it's fuck every word of that song, dude. That's what I meant to earlier. That's why it's still, when your name pops up on my phone, because the connection I have to your music, it is the coolest fucking thing to me.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
It is. It just means so fucking much. And also, too, I'm all about, like, I love when life gives you little rewards along the way. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to, this is going to sound so fucked up. I don't want to get to my destination.
Right.
I'm not a destination person. Because I believe once you get to the destination, then you have to start over. Mm-hmm. So you have to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's nice to get, like, little things in life that are showing you you're on the right direction. Yeah. Like, even when you got some bumps in the road or certain things that'll happen to you, and you're like, okay, I've got to remember, I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the journey. Yeah. This is something, this is a win for me today, and I'm happy about it. Like, you're one of those folks. It's in my life, and it's like, I know. It's like, dude, it means a shit ton to me.
You know what? Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. And you know what's crazy is that, and I noticed this more with my kids growing up. But you know, one of the times to really enjoy that journey is with your youngins.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, dude, time flies. I mean, all of my kids now, they're all older. I've got a grandbaby, for goodness sakes, you know. And it was just yesterday I was holding my daughter that little, you know, my oldest son that little. And now, you know, my youngest daughter's in her third year at ECU. My youngest son is 18 years old, and he's in his third year of JOCO. You know, and I mean, dude, it's just, my oldest daughter's married and about to move to Colorado with her husband who's in the Army. My oldest son's in the Army at Fort Bragg. I mean, the time flies, and you have to enjoy the journey, man. If you're too busy looking ahead, you know, sometimes it's looking down at your feet and looking at the next step.
Yeah, dude.
Because if you don't do that, and you're spending so much time out here, you miss all this around you, dude. Yeah. And that's just the craziest thing to think about.
Yeah, I think for the longest time with me, I was like, even with the show, I was like, I'm so ready to be Joe Rogan. Like, that's what I'm so ready to be Joe Rogan. I kind of forgot what it was like to enjoy being Josh. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's just thinking too far ahead. Like, it drove me nuts for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I imagine with especially anything like you do, I do, whatever, it's so hard not to.
Well, you know, dude, and I could have my, you know, I miss playing, you know, the stadiums we played with Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn. I miss playing the arenas we played with Carrie Underwood and Trace Atkins. You know, I miss those crowds, and you know, we still get those opportunities, but not as often as we did when we were with the label. There were bonuses to be there, but you know, if we're sitting there listening to the regrets and focusing on those things that we didn't get, then we're not going to enjoy the things we have.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I get stuck on, man. And as a songwriter, you know, we're in our heads. We want the next step. You know, this song's going to be the next big hit that I'm writing right now. And if that's the case, then you're not really enjoying the writing process. You're putting way too much pressure on yourself. Go write something that means something to you, because guess what? There's a good chance it's going to mean something to somebody else. And who knows what that song is going to catch the ear of, you know?
That's right. play another one. Yeah, if I go there and start fucking crying and shit, it's like Mario, emotional wreck.
My buddy Garrett Bradford, we talked about him a minute ago. This is one that he sent me, the idea, and I told you it wasn't a writing room situation, it was different. This is a song called Whatever Happened to Heroes. Tell me whatever happened to heroes, the men who rode tall and shot straight. And just when you thought the outlaw had won, they'd ride in saving the day. But the world's not a black and white western like we watch back on Grandpa's TV. It's all burning down, the Duke's in the ground, and outlaws are making the laws in D.C. I still like to think that the cowboys are holed up, bandaging wounds, making plans to return. One of these nights they'll ride in clouds of gun smoke, giving those bad guys what they deserve. It could happen, I suppose. But tell me whatever happened to heroes. Maybe it's time to grow up. Stop thinking that help's gonna come. Pull up our boots, do what we have to, and chase that sunset when the battles are won. I still like to think that the cowboys are holed up, bandaging wounds, making plans to return. One of these nights they'll ride in clouds of gun smoke, giving those bad guys what they deserve. It could happen, I suppose. But tell me whatever happened to heroes. I still like to think that the cowboys are holed up, bandaging wounds, making plans to return. One of these nights they'll ride in clouds of gun smoke, giving those bad guys what they deserve. It could happen, I suppose. But tell me whatever happened to heroes. It's up to us, I suppose. Maybe we're next in line to be heroes.
That's a fucking number one. There's no way that. Will you do the first verse again? 'Cause I'm gonna post. I know she probably will. So, what the first verse you did?
Yeah.
You put that on TikTok today?
Yeah.
Is just viral. Yeah, it's viral. I missed it. I missed it though.
Yeah.
That's way better than what is that damn song? The Fudge Round song. What is it? It's Oliver Anthony. Yeah, Rich Red.
Tell me whatever happened to heroes, the men who rode tall and shot straight. And just when you thought the outlaw had won, they'd ride in saving the day. But the world's not a black and white western like we watch back on Grandpa's TV. It's all burning down, the Duke's in the ground, and outlaws are making the laws in D.C. I still like to think that the cowboys are holed up, bandaging wounds, making plans to return. One of these nights they'll ride in clouds of gun smoke, giving those bad guys what they deserve. It could happen, I suppose, but tell me whatever happened to heroes.
Shit. Oh, man, that's fire.
That's country and western.
Dude, that's so good. Is there, like, there's just some people that just amaze me that it's where it's like, why? And I mean this in the nicest way. Why ain't everybody kissing your ass?
Shit, because God knows I don't need it.
Same. But I get that more than fucking anything.
That's why.
Yeah, I get it. It wouldn't do no good. I wouldn't do no good. No, it just doesn't. I could sit here and do this with you all day, and it's better than going to any fucking Broadway bar.
Man, I love telling stories, dude, and you know, and like that last one, that was the most unique way I've written a song with somebody here in town before.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we just normally you don't want to send ideas to people because you don't know if they're going to rip
Yeah.
it off and run off and write that with somebody else and then not give you credit for it
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. That's how this town works. You're not sure. Garrett and I, we'd written together before. We actually wrote a song with Cameron Havens.
I love him
Dude,
so
I
much.
love Cameron. He's one of my favorite people. And so that's how I met Garrett. And then we've talked. He's actually called me about a few things that are going on in my life, and he was asking me questions about his. And so we were sitting there talking about that, and he said, "Man, I got these ideas. I'm gonna send them to you and tell me what you think." And so like I said, I listened. He sent me 6 ideas, and I'm like, "Well, this dude must really trust me, So that's a good sign." I said, "You know what? I'm gonna pick this one." And I told him which one I picked out of it. I said, "I'm gonna work on this one today." And for the next 3 days, I was working at home, and then I'd write a verse or something and send it to him, and he'd, about an hour or two later, depending on what he was doing, he'd say, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna listen to it tonight." Cool. Well, then the next day he'd say, "Hey, what about this idea?" And we wrote this over like a 5-day period.
Yeah.
But we were never in the same room. I don't think we might have got on the phone to discuss it one time.
Yeah.
But I would send him like a voice memo, like, "Hey, sing it like this," or something like that. And dude, that's how we wrote that song.
That is money. Like, and the thing is, if it's not, I don't want to fucking do this no more. Like, that's where I've got though, and I guess I know why there's some people that are bitter or just kind of assholey up here now, is because when you see what is actually really good, and you see that either somebody said somebody was too big, somebody was too old, somebody didn't have the right look, whatever it might be, and they didn't get an opportunity to put something out like that, the good shit, and then you get stuck with all this shallow stuff that we get to hear now, it's like, it really makes you pissy. It makes me mad as hell that I've heard some of the best damn songs, and anybody would think they would. It's just the fact that so many people don't get the opportunity to hear them.
Well, of course, what you're doing, man, and this is what I really admire about it, is one, the group of people you put together, your passion for music is evident. But then, dude, you get, and this is another thing I admire about it, dude, you've got a job now where you literally get to listen to people play songs.
Yeah, dude.
And the songs that they play may or may not be the radio hits that people know, but they're better than them.
Oh, fuck, 1,000%.
Yeah, and the thing is, they could be, and this is where the politics of Nashville come in. They could be if that person was signed, or if that writer was a better friend with X artist or you know, or Y artist or whatever, you know, and it's sad because this town, I mean, dude, on our first record, I cut a song called Angel of Broken Hearts. I think Liz Rose wrote it. I heard that song had been in Nashville for when they pitched it to me. After I agreed to cut it, they told me that song had been in the vault. Like people were pitching it around town for over 10 years.
No shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow. No kidding. And so it blows my mind, dude. I got pitched a song by Shay Smith that I think Tim McGraw wound up cutting, I think. I'm not sure. But there was a song called I Just Love You.
Yeah.
Shay Smith wrote it. And she played it for me when we were out there. Shay Smith and Jewel and I were out on Time Murray's Ranch in Texas, writing the song No Good and Goodbye together. Okay. And Shay played me some songs, and she sent it to me. And at that point, I don't think anybody had cut. I think Tim McGraw cut it later. But, dude, the song is called I Just Love You, and it's such a beautiful song. And that song had been around in Nashville being shot for years. And dude, I listen to it right now, and I tear up. It's just, it's so good.
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh,
dude. Yeah, fuck this. I like because even when you're sitting there saying that to me now, another anxiety that you just gave me that I'll have forever is now I'm sitting there thinking about, well, what are in the vaults?
New fear unlocked.
Yeah. What are in the vault? What songs are we not? Yeah, exactly. Like what songs are sitting there waiting? You know, what songs are just shelved for fucking ever that,
dude,
for one reason or another?
One song that was pitched to me, and again, I think Trace Adkins cut it, and I love Trace's version of it, but the demo that I heard is still better than anything I've heard.
Yeah.
And this is what actually, I became friends with Craig Campbell eventually down the road when we got to do shows together. Mm-hmm. And I told Craig, I was like, dude, you don't know this yet, but every time that I got pitched a song, I didn't know who you were. You know, I was new to town. This town is a great town, but a lot of these people have known each other. They came from the same towns back in Georgia, from Florida, from wherever. And then they came here, and they've been here for 10, 15 years trying to make it happen. I came, and it sounds like I just walked into town and threw my boots down and slapped it on the table and said, you know, here I am, sign me. But what happened was, I'd been busting my ass in the Carolinas for over 8 years. Full-time band down there. We were selling out as a local band. We were selling out bars in North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, 3 nights a week, Eastern Tennessee, and we were killing it on the East Coast, down to Florida, up in Kentucky. I mean, we were doing it. And so when I came to town, we came to shop a deal after I wrote A List of Lies, and I played it for Don Gayman in May of that year in 2005. He said, let's go to Nashville. So in July of 2005, we came and shopped our record deal, and we shopped we went to every label in town in the first, that I think March, April, May, that area. Within 5 days, we hit every label in town. And then somebody called us up and said, hey, we heard you went to Warner Brothers. Hey, we heard you went over there. And we're like, yeah. They goes, well, that's how you do it in rock world, not in country world. So they kind of were upset that we were just kicking doors in. We actually got a showcase with Sony. We did it in July of 2005. And it was amazing. Joe Galante got up off the couch, came and talked to me directly. And Jim Catino was like, dude, Joe didn't do that. Joe didn't walk up to people like that. So we all knew I had a record deal.
Yeah.
Man, a few days went by, nothing. Weeks went by, nothing. A month went by. I called Donnie and said, what happened? He goes, I don't know, I'll call. Turns out the manager I had at the time was on the phone in the background calling Joe and people at Airstream saying, okay, well, we want this. We want to have a single out in 3 weeks. We want to like, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so Joe told Donnie, he said, we're going to have to pass on Jason because his manager said that he wanted this. And Don's like, no, we're fine with whatever timeline you want. So he said, well, if y'all can work with our timeline, Jason's got a record deal. And I signed my record deal in December 17th of 2005.
I'd have had to kick somebody's ass.
Well, he got kicked to the curb.
He should have fucking got kicked to the curb.
Kicked to the curb, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
With a sunset clause, so I had to pay him for 5 years, even though he didn't touch day one on my record. But yeah.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm not gonna be good when I get like a manager. Like we have a management company, but like if I ever get to the point where like somebody's boy, I'm gonna knock the shit out of somebody. I just know I'm gonna get screwed over.
It's the industry, man, and I've got those stories, and I'm sure other artists have them too. So it's what happens, and I get it, and it doesn't make it right, but there's you got to be careful, and that's I was talking to somebody, one of our friends last night about that. I was like, just the only advice I can give you right now, moving forward with where you're at and the uncertainties you're sitting on, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I said, and I'm gonna pray for you, and I know that you're a praying man, so you jump on it too.
Well, I told him yesterday because you can tell like kind of weighing. I would imagine it weigh on anybody.
Yeah.
I was like, look, dude, you're just as good now as you were a year ago.
Yeah.
I was like, you've got time, whether you realize it or not. Don't rush it.
Yep.
Like, take your time. You're gonna be just as good next year. Take your time. Make somebody come to you and make it be what you want because you're fucking 23 years old.
Now, there's something to say, strike while the iron's hot. But you also want to, the best advice I got is pray about it, man. Because it's an industry that my kids always said that they want to grow up and be like daddy. They wanted to be country singers. Yeah. And this industry, especially for girls, is tough, and there's a lot of snakes out there. And I'm not saying that the girls aren't talented, because there's a ton of talent. You got a bunch of them last night. Yeah. But there's guys in the industry that will take advantage of them and intentionally put them in situations that they need to rely on that guy.
We did a show, if you didn't listen to it. It's with me, Allie Colleen, Emma Zink, Kenzie Coppins, and Lexi Lou.
I love all them.
Okay. And like the night before, we was at a bar. And I had said, hey, look, I really want to do like this all-female show. And I want to do it to where it's from y'all's perspective, the shit that's happened to you, and just where you see country music being at now and all this kind of stuff, right? Because I 100% agree with you. I used to think that when people were like, oh, it's harder on women or whatever, until you like get here and you see, it's way fucking harder.
And unfortunately, there's some snakes out there.
Oh, yeah. And that's
a lot of them.
And they talk about it on the show. It's like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's real, though. Like, it's...
Well, and so my kids, people are like, why didn't you push your daughters? I'm like, well, my daughters can sing lights out. My daughter's story has vibrato that I've never even thought about having. Like, and Savannah has a unique voice, but it's pretty, and it would have been marketable. All my boys can sing. And I told my wife years ago, I said, look, I am willing to put 100% of my effort in every aspect of connection I have in this town to helping them, but they have to show me that that's what they want.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm not going to force my kids into this business because this business it breaks my heart.
Breaks everybody's heart.
Yeah. And I mean, I've had success, and there's days when I wonder why it hates me so much. You know what I mean? Like, and I go through that. The depression, like, that's a whole nother episode, bro. We could dive into that on its own, and so I wanted, no parent wants that for their kid. So I said, look, I am willing to do it, but they're going to have to show me first. Yeah. And now all of my kids are like, I don't want that.
No, that won't work.
They're all like, no way.
This is just not fun. We got time for like 2 more songs, and then we'll get out of here. But if you don't mind, I think we talked about it on the first show that we did. We got to talking about like old country and the stuff that we really love. Why don't you play like your favorite song from somebody else?
Okay.
Not necessarily what people might want to hear or whatever, but you're like what makes you love country music? The song that makes you love country music.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Like I put it this way, like mine will always be Johnny Paycheck, Outlaw's Prayer, and old violin. Like that's.
Play 1 or 2 of my favorites.
No, let's play one then end on with one of yours.
Okay.
My bad.
Now I'm torn. Yeah, there's some good ones out there, dude. This is one that I love. I don't know, man. I love. There's songs that pull emotion, dude. Like okay, Faith Hill's Cry. I judge songs based on vocal performance, instrumental performance, and then overall emotion, and then overall. Yeah. Faith Hill's Cry is the top of that list.
I forget how good she is, honestly.
Dude, if you listen to that song, and I mean, Jack, crank it up. Dude, there's not a song that hits 100% of the marks on all of the things. That one does it. Angie Parro did a great job writing that song. and Faith Hill did a phenomenal job delivering it. So I've always kind of been that guy, and then there's random ones that spoke to me, man. That I remember. Let's see, I might mess this up, but been trying so hard just to talk to you. Haven't heard half of what you want me to. I hurt so bad over where we've been. Don't know how not to go back there again. I know what I want to say, but can I get it through to you now in some other way? Like there was this woman and there was this man, and there was this moment they had a chance to hold on to what they had. How could they be so in love and still never see? Now nothing could be sadder than this woman, and this man.
It's one of my all-time faves.
A stranger's eyes and a lover's face, see no signs of a better time and place. Have we lost the key to an open door? I feel the need to reach out to you even more. It's a circle we're going round. If we don't get us out from under, it's gonna take us down. See, there was this woman, and there was this man, and there was this moment they had a chance to hold on to what they had. How could they be so in love and still never see? Now nothing could be sadder than this woman, and this man. All we've got to lose is so much to gain. For it to come this far and leave it behind, there's only you and me to blame. See, there was this woman, and there was this man, and there was this moment they had a chance to hold on to what they had. How could they be so in love and still never see? Yeah, we can get it back again. This woman, and this man. Ooh, yeah, we can get it back again. This woman, and this man. Ooh.
Definitely going to play in traffic now. Clay Walker is one of my absolute favorites. Have you ever heard his Where Do I Fit in the Picture?
Yes.
Oh my God. You
Yeah.
know how many tears and how many beers I've drank to that fucking song?
yeah.
Oh my God. That, dude, you.
I haven't played that one in a long time, man, but I
Oh,
love
man.
that song. Yeah, and you know, if you'd asked me earlier, I played Shenandoah.
Yeah.
You know, that one sits at the top
Yeah.
of that list. You know, of course you got 1,000 miles of lonesome highway, drinking gallons of coffee. A little cafe's brought me here. And it's sure good to find that there's someone who's got the same story as mine. Just look at us, we're a couple hard cases. So how'd we end up where we are? Somewhere in the vicinity of the heart. I feel something hitting me awful hard. Don't know where it's gonna lead, but I just know it starts somewhere in the vicinity of the heart. You take Allison across the
No,
park.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm not. See, the way the Lord made me, He knew I'd ruin myself if I could do that shit, Jason. he didn't even give me the chance. He said, I know exactly what this boy's going to do if I can make him play guitar and sing. Whoa, he is going to owe a lot of money to a lot of women. I would have abused the shit out of it. I told somebody on stage at Live Oak one night that I would have Johnny Manziel'd that shit.
What a great documentary.
Oh,
by the
dude,
way.
so good.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, dude, before you play this last one, I just want to tell you, dude, like, I'm grateful for your friendship.
Yeah, dude.
I'm still fangirling. 2 years later after meeting you, still fangirling. I love everything that you do. I hate that some people don't, or they don't want to whatever, because you deserve a lot.
Well, man, I am grateful that I've still got friends out here in the business, and I'm, do I dream of having bigger things going on? Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I think that spending so much time on, like we talked about earlier, not focusing on what we don't have, and focusing more on what we do have and what we're doing. I still get to play music for a living. It's a tight living, but I get to play music for a living. And I have fans out there that love my songs and keep coming out to support me, and that's what I really love about this. So
I'm learning that I have to redefine success. I can't define my success off of anybody else's success.
No.
So like with me, if I got my bills paid, if I get to keep doing what I'm doing, I've got to start looking at that as success.
Yeah.
So like, and it makes you happier if you do that. It's also maybe like he's just broke as fuck. He's trying to make a cop out being broke as fuck. But the thing is, I'm learning to enjoy it. Like I'm learning to just enjoy where I'm at now. And if there is something bigger and better, hell yeah, let's do it. But if there's not, it's not content. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's where all of us have to find in this industry, yours. Is you got to find what still makes you happy and do it. And as long as you're happy, I think you should keep doing it.
Oh yeah. No, this is
unless you're
dude,
Dustin
I've had
Herron.
every job you can think of. I'm what they call a jack of all trades and master at none, dude. This is the only thing I've ever poured 100% of myself into, and this is, I mean, come hell or high water, dude. This is what I do. I write songs for a living.
You were meant to do it, though.
Yeah.
Like, you are meant to do this.
I think this. And again, we could dive into this later, but I think there's power in names, and I grew up when I was in church as a kid. I really found it fascinating when we started diving into the meanings of names, and so Jason is Hebrew, and Jason means healer, and my mom wished that would have meant doctor, but I think that's what I'm doing in my music, and so I do own that moniker, and I kind of sit there and think that my songs are helping somebody.
They do.
And that's why I really am pushing in my head that I want to focus on that.
Yeah. So. God don't make mistakes. We do.
Oh, yeah.
So like the gifts and stuff that you've been given and just the stuff and the way you touch people, that's not a mistake, dude. You're doing exactly what the hell you're supposed to. And speaking of names, you know what David's means?
What's that?
Piece of shit.
We're back to Taco Bell.
I'm still fucking mad. That's why. At how inconsiderate your bitch ass is. Well, play us what the one you want to go out on, brother, and I do appreciate it more than you know. It means so hell of a lot to me.
Oh my god! All right, this is one I've not played this for anybody yet, so we'll see.
Oh,
we'll see
hell
what this
yeah!
is. My demons poured in, tore me apart. I let down my guard, and I broke your heart. Not making excuses, I know I'm the one to blame. I'm in the grips of an illness, that's what they say, but I still have to own what I can't explain, like all those mistakes I made that made you walk away. But I'm sober now, I finally figured out it wasn't you, it was me. I was too blind to see, wish I'd known what I know now. But I can't change the past, and I'm still sorry for all of that. If I could, I would go back, not ruined all we had, and would put that bottle down. But I'm sober now. I can't recall all of my lies, but I still remember seeing you cry when I'd stumble in after I told you I'd change. There's only so much a levee can take if the water don't stop. It's bound to break, I don't blame you for leaving, it's saving yourself from the wake. But I'm sober now, I finally figured out it wasn't you, it was me. I was too blind to see, wish I'd known what I know now. But I can't change the past, and I'm still sorry for all of that. If I could, I would go back, not ruined all we had, and would put that bottle down. But I'm sober now. But I'm sober now, I finally figured out it wasn't you, it was me. I was too blind to see, wish I know what I know now. But I can't change the past, and I'm still sorry for all of that. If I could, I would go back, not ruined all we had, and would put that bottle down. But I'm sober now.
Oh my God. You asshole. Fuck you, Jason.
It's the first time I ever played that one out. Yeah.
Don't ever stop playing it. Dude, that's ugh. You got me crying over here.
Man, that was the first
Oh.
time I played it. That one sat on me for a second. I hadn't played it since I wrote it, so yeah, that was a.
Well, that's fucked me up, dude.
Dude.
Oh, it got me. But dude, and I mean this, and I'm not kissing your ass because I'm not that way. There's nothing that you don't write that you don't put your heart into, and it's the most obvious fucking thing when you sing. When you whatever line, whatever, it's I feel it. I know that you mean it. I know that you lived it. It's just you put your heart on display when you sing.
Yeah, man, and I appreciate that. But like I said, I've always written songs that meant something to me, and I feel like that back to that power in a name. I took that serious when I was a kid, and we were in church, and they said, "Jason, your name is Healer," and I really didn't know where that was going to
Well,
take
you just
me.
broke my fat ass, so that ain't good.
And dude, I feel like that I'm supposed to be writing these songs, which brings me to my next point. We are taking donations for the Jason Michael Carroll New Record Foundation. We're gonna be putting this thing together. And
I'll pay for that song right now.
As an independent artist, we need help with this. So you too, cue Sarah McLachlan. You too can help support.
Don't use Sarah McLachlan to say
Dude,
fucking
play
great.
the song, dude.
That is
Play
great.
the song. Play it.
Oh, I'll clip that out, put it on YouTube. That's great.
You too can help support a starving country artist and help his dreams come true by letting him record a new record.
That is 100% correct. That was wonderful. I can't not think about it when you said it though. The second that it clicked, I was like, fucking perfect. It's perfect. But dude, I know you got other stuff you got to do today with creative vets and everything. We're gonna come down there. But thank you. And I just hope that I don't understand why. I know that you're content and happy with what you're doing now. I just don't understand why there's not more. You're the most baffling person I've had on this show, to be honest with you, because I hold you already before I met you to I love your music so much. I don't understand why everybody else doesn't. I don't get it. It just does not make sense to me.
Well, man, I appreciate it, and I'm grateful for the opportunities I had. I was at the big label. I had that chance. I thought, like I said, when everybody behind me was jumping ship, I thought it'd be easier to go to another one.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out that way, and so I can't really question why that happened or what happened now. But we're here. It's been a tough road, but I don't think anything I've ever done in my life has been easy. Yeah. And I've kind of choose the hard way. Normally
I've made it the hard way.
I get it the hard way. My wife and I, we back in 2018, I think we filed bankruptcy. Just to clear some things up.
Yeah.
I had and this is more of the business stuff. And again, this is gonna be a whole another episode.
Yeah.
But we had accountants that they got paid, but my taxes didn't. And so I
get it.
And CPAs and things like for professionals.
The people that's supposed to be taking care of your money usually are the fucking worst ones with it.
This, and they left us hanging. And then of course they took their money and ran. Go on, take the money and run. Love that song, but still, and so we're climbing out of that hole still. And this is something that we've been doing. If anybody knows anything about that, it's a 7-year thing, and so we're still in that. We're coming out of it, but still. I mean, we're picking up. We're getting where we are, and that's just not the easy way, but this is where the path that God wanted me to take, and there's a reason I'm doing it. There's a reason I'm here, and I don't know the answers yet, but I'm trying to figure it out, and then just doing the best we can as we go along with it.
Yeah, I just want you to know. Yeah. He led me here today with this.
Heck yeah,
I needed. Dude.
Appreciate
it, man.
Love you, buddy.
Love
Good
you,
to see
buddy.
you. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for listening to the show. We
Go
will
eat your
catch you
tacos.
next time. Fixing to. Piece of shit.